Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do some gardening together. We're going to plant our cut flower garden, and we are also working on some house projects outside and some landscaping. So I'm so glad you stopped by. First, we went to this lovely greenhouse and browsed through all of the flowers. It was so inspiring. This is one of my favorite things to do every spring. So I picked out a few flowers to bring home. It was a beautiful, almost 80-degree day, so it was the perfect day to do some outside work. Good morning. Today is flower planting day. This is our little cut flower garden off of our back porch here, and I am so excited to plant some flowers. We just added our potting bench a few weeks ago. So excited to use that and to have a spot to make all of our flower bouquets once we are able to cut all of the flowers this summer. I'll be able to have vases out here ready to go. Our little watering hose. Our AC unit is back here. So we built this little wall out of some cedar, the same cedar that we made all of our raised beds out of, and it kind of hides it. We did have to move it off of the actual platform that the unit is on though, so it does still stick out a little bit, but I think it's better than what it would be. We are going to take that board off of the top. Taylor's going to do something else to make sure it's structurally sound. And then we have some planters back here. We're going to have some taller flowers in. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait. I've got all of my flower seeds. I've already shared what seeds I'm planting. I'm planning on writing them down in a notebook. That way I don't forget what I've planted and where I've planted them. I was planning on pulling up this little patch of baby's breath that grew back from last year. That was the only flower that I had planted that came back, and I didn't think it was even supposed to, so I don't know. But as we were starting to pull it, because I thought that maybe it got ruined by the frost, we discovered we have some baby rabbits that are in here. And there's 3 of them. So we decided, you know what, we're just going to leave it. We'll let the rabbits be. Hopefully the mama will come back and we'll just plant around it. So yeah, we've got 3 little bunnies in this raised garden bed underneath all of this. We tried not to disturb them too much. They look very cozy in there. So we're just going to let them be. And yeah, hopefully they'll grow. And Brooks was helping me. He's shoveling away. We took out this little patch and then we realized that they were right in here. I don't think you guys will be able to see them. We don't want to mess with them too much, but yeah, hopefully the mom will come back. I don't know. We haven't seen any rabbits around here, and this is right off of our porch, so kind of odd that a rabbit would come up here, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. The first thing we did was amend the soil and get it all nice and ready for some new flowers. So a few days prior to this, I went through all of the beds and pulled out any weeds or anything that had kind of overgrown throughout the winter months. And we went to Rural King and picked up some bags of topsoil, as well as some mushroom compost that I'll share here in just a bit if you want to see the bag and exactly what we got. But Brooks and I are just opening up all the bags. I did use 2 bags per each raised bed just to kind of add some nutrients to the top, and this will also help to retain moisture in the raised beds because it does have a little bit of mulch in it. So but last year we built these raised garden beds out of cedar fence post, and they are a 3-foot by 6-foot bed. This is the topsoil we went with. I just got it from Rural King. It was under $3 a bag. And we also picked up this mushroom compost. You don't need a ton of this. We added this to topsoil last year with a little bit of lime, and our flowers really loved it. So we're going to add some more mushroom compost to our raised beds too. Mix it all together, and then we'll be ready to plant. I learned last year that you don't need much mushroom compost because it can actually burn your flowers if you don't mix it really well. So you want just a little bit to each bed, and I think I used 1 bag per 3 beds. And then as you can see, we're just mixing it in really well. Next, I'm going to pull out all of my seed packets. This is the fun part. This is how I plan everything out, where it goes, and get it all lined out. So I always have a notebook with me, and all of my seeds are from a company called Eden Brothers, and I had really good luck with them last year. So I ordered some more this year, and we're putting them in the ground. Some of the seeds I was able to space like 6 inches apart. I always plant them closer than what the packet says though, because I like a more overgrown look. But some of the seeds were so tiny, they were almost like dust. So I just sprinkled them over the dirt and then just lightly pushed them down. It said to plant them 1/8 of an inch into the ground. So I figured just slightly running my fingers over them would do the job. Then I always make sure to write down exactly what I planted in my raised bed so I don't forget. So we spent the afternoon planting everything into the ground. The kids loved helping and just playing in the rocks and being outside, and it was a lovely day. So at the greenhouse yesterday, I got a few different climbing plants. These are Thunderbergia. So we're going to plant those in our 2 raised beds. I also have some other plants that I'm going to put in little pots on our back porch to bring the flowers in over there. Last year we made this entire section for like this little garden nook, and we added in some landscape fabric. We put pea gravel in. It's actually more like crushed up driveway gravel, and then we finished it off with some landscaping stones. Like I said, we built that AC unit, and then this year we brought in this beautiful potting bench. I am so excited about it. It is so handy to have for planting flowers into little pots, but also it will be so handy once I'm doing cut flower arrangements. I'll be able to cut the flowers, have my jars over there, and it will be in the shade for the most part. So that will be so lovely. I am so excited about it, and I think it's also so cute. So I'll link the one I got down below. Now I'm going to water everything. Breland was cracking me up. She had a little piece of a water hose she was helping with. So here's what the garden looks like right now. Hopefully in a few months it will be full of beautiful flowers. A few weeks after we planted our flowers, the bunnies hopped right out of the raised beds. And oh my goodness, what a joy it was to see them hopping around the garden. It was so sweet. Breland was in awe, and we ended up with 4 little baby bunnies, and they are just precious. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I do have 2 more raised beds over by our pole barn, so I decided to experiment with some different flowers, and I'm planting some ranunculus bulbs. So I had to soak these in some warm water for a few hours before I planted them to kind of stimulate the growth, but we'll see what happens. But now let's head to the front of the house. This has been a project we've been tackling for the last few months. So the first step was pouring concrete sidewalks, which we got all done. Next, we added some landscape fabric, and we've been slowly adding in some plants. We're also working on some pavers out to our pole barn, and then we're going to have to like level everything out and plant some more grass seed along the parts that we tilled up for the concrete. I have found flowers all over: Menards, Home Depot, Lowe's, Rural King. I have been everywhere looking for different plants, and we did get them in the ground, and then we had some rock delivered to our house. We went with some trap rock from a local rock company, And here's what it looks like once we like wash all of the dust off. It's kind of like a black, and it has a little bit of red mixed in with it, and which I think looks good with our brick. But we will also have to mortar around the perimeter of our house. You can see we have the foam blocks still from our basement. So that's another project we will have to do, as well as adding front steps to the porch and staining all of our cedar and front door. But it's all a process and it takes time, but I am so happy with the progress that we've made. The front porch is looking so inviting. Taylor did put a cedar ceiling up, which looks so good. I am so excited about it. And all of the plants I'm hoping will just get big and thrive. We have some candy tuft, some phyllo, some rose bushes, and I just love it. I feel like they are so beautiful. I went for more of a cottage feel, so I'm just going to slowly start adding more things in as the years go on. These are all hydrangea bushes and a peony bush. We also have some azalea bushes. Again, some more candy tuft. We have some evergreens. And these are drift rose bushes. They're a peach color. I think those will be so beautiful in front of that window. And I also love these foamy bells. I've never heard of these before, but they have the most beautiful pink petals on them. So I'm excited to see how large this bush gets as well. So that's just a little update on the outside of our house. We are working hard to get it nice and fresh for spring. Here is another flower that I picked up from the greenhouse the other day. I thought they were so beautiful. But that is all of the gardening that we have to do today. Thank you guys for stopping by, for spending some time with me. Let me know what projects you have going on this spring, and I will see you all soon in my next video. Bye, friends.